There's one British wrestler who's been copied for decades, but no one has ever been able to replicate him properly, and that's Johnny Saint. Before we get into this quick one, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and you can also follow me on Instagram at The Wrestling Comedian and TikTok at Wrestling Comedian. Right, let's talk about possibly the most copied but never replicated British wrestler of all time. So if you're not familiar, Johnny Saint, World of Sport era British lightweight champion and one of the smoothest technical wrestlers you'll ever see. He made his name on ITV's World of Sport at a time when British wrestling was rounds-based, technical story-driven and very crowd-interactive. But what made Johnny Saint different was his style. He wasn't a powerhouse, he wasn't a brawler, and he wasn't a big character. He was an escapologist. And what that means is he'd constantly get himself into trouble and then find a way out of it that you'd never seen before. Wrist locks, hammer locks, holds, he'd twist, roll, flip, spin, and suddenly he's out of it. And you don't quite know how he did it. And this is where it gets interesting, because there are certain spots Johnny Saint became famous for. One of the most well-known is often referred to as Lady of the Lake, where he'd basically manipulate his body and positioning to escape in a way that looked impossible. The other was the Russ Abbott special, where Saint would step off the corner through his opponent's legs, a knuckle lock that after a step through becomes a headlock, and I'm not doing it any justice, just watch the clip.
And the switch posting comes just a little bit quicker than the third attempt by Saint. Oh yes, every move in the book there, a folding press by Saint, and he's got it this time.
But it wasn't just one move, it was everything he did. Every sequence had timing, balance, precision, and most importantly, believability. Now, it's widely believed that Johnny Saint took inspiration from George Kidd. George Kidd was another technical master of British wrestling, but there's very little footage of him out there. So what you see in Johnny Saint is almost like the evolution of that style. Now, here's the key point. Loads of wrestlers have tried to copy Johnny Saint because, on paper, it looks simple, it looks clever, and it looks different. But here's the problem. It's not just moves. To do what Johnny Saint did, you need perfect timing, complete control of your body, understanding of positioning, and awareness of your opponent at all times. And ideally, not tying yourself in a knot halfway through it. You can copy the movements, but you can't copy the feel. And the other thing that makes Johnny Saint stand out, he did this for decades. Saint wrestled through the World of Sport era, beyond the year 2000, and later became a coach in WWE, working with talent before becoming the on-screen general manager for the NXT UK brand. And I've actually crossed paths with Johnny Saint myself. He would regularly come to watch the All-Star Wrestling summer shows at the Real Town Hall. Johnny Saint's influence is everywhere, especially in British wrestling. But despite all that influence, no one's truly been able to replicate him, because Johnny Saint wasn't just doing moves, he was doing something only he could do. If you enjoyed this video, let me know in the comments, who do you think is the most unique wrestler of all time? And if you want more British wrestling stories like this, you know what to do, and I'll see you on the next one.